Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So it goes without saying that we are in the midst of some pretty scary and uncertain times with this whole coronavirus pandemic that is sweeping the nation, especially in the field of education. This has caused schools to shut down nationwide without any exact return date. So it's putting a lot of pressure on parents and caregivers to kind of monitor their child's education from here on out. If you're new here, my name's Shelly. I'm a 6th grade teacher in Northern California, and I'm hopefully here to ease a little bit of your stress. We all have to come together during this crazy time. So my goal for this video is to offer you my expertise as a teacher to the parents and the caregivers out there, to give you some tips on educating remotely, as well as some activities and specific resources that you can use to help teach and reinforce concepts across all grade levels. So if you're a scared parent and you don't know what to do and your kids are going crazy, go ahead and keep on watching this video. Okay, so the first tip that I want to give you guys, and I think it's extremely important, is to create and maintain some type of schedule. Any teacher out there will tell you that schedules and routines are the key to surviving, and not only surviving, but to teaching a mass amount of children, let alone one child. So your kids are already used to a routine, they're already used to a schedule. So in order to be successful, I highly recommend implementing a schedule with your kids. Now, this is obviously going to look very different for every single person. Ideally, you could line up your schedule with your kid's school schedule if you have access to that, or if the kid happens to remember that. But if not, there's a lot of ways that you can kind of organize that, and I'll show you a sample schedule in just a little bit. So the beauty of a schedule is it's gonna keep your kids on track, it's gonna keep you on track, and once you have it dialed in, you'll know what parts of the day that you can actually get your own work done, or you can do chores or whatever you need to do around the house, because I know you have other things going on besides teaching your kids. So again, schedules will just help keep everybody sane. Okay, so I'm gonna post like a sample schedule over here. Feel free to pause the video, stop, screenshot it. This is a very flexible option. However, I just wanted to give you something so you could have an idea of what I mean by a schedule. So if you notice here, I have incorporated like a wake up time, some free time in the morning, and then the kids are gonna eat their breakfast, hopefully. And if not, please make sure you're reaching out to your community to find the places where they're offering meals for families. So then after breakfast, I have like an hour of math time, and we'll talk about different resources and activities in just a little bit. This is just simply the schedule. After that, I have incorporated some time for them to exercise and move around. This is a really good way to kind of break up that academic time, and especially when kids are in their own house, I'm sure they're getting even more restless than they are in the classroom. So then after that, I have like an hour and a half of ELA time, English language arts, so reading and writing and things in that genre. Then again, another exercise break time. You can fill this slots in with, again, whatever you want. Some time for lunch. After lunch, I have some downtime, which I'll chat about in a little bit, and ending the day with any more academic things that you feel like you missed in the morning. So again, this schedule is extremely flexible. You figure out whatever works best for your student and you and your family, but try to stick to something, because like I said, it will keep everybody on track and it will keep you sane. Okay, so you're probably all thinking, I'm not a teacher, I don't know how to teach my kid, I don't know what to teach my kid. Hopefully your kids' teachers have sent home some sort of material or something for you to follow along, or at least pull from when you're trying to get your kid to learn. However, I want to give you some resources just in case they didn't give you anything, or if you need something else to kind of reinforce and supplement as we move through these days and weeks ahead. There is a lot of technology and programs out there that is designed specifically to help reinforce these concepts with our students. So I'm going to give you some now. Some of them are free, some of them are not. A lot of your students already have access to a lot of these programs, so make sure you're reaching out to the teachers to figure out what they have logins for, and if there's anything that they use in their own classroom that they can continue using at home. But the first one I want to mention is one that I've always used. I'm pretty sure a lot of my colleagues use it as well, and it is called Khan Academy. It is 100% free. The beautiful thing about Khan Academy is it has multiple subjects, and it has instructional videos where it teaches the content. It has problems for the kids to work through. It's awesome. I use it specifically for math, but I know other teachers use it for other content areas as well. So if your kid already has an account, they can log in and just continue moving through the learning. But if not, like I said, it's 100% free to sign up. So definitely at least go check it out. That might be a really good resource for you while you're at home. Another program that we use for math that is 100% free and the kids absolutely love is called Prodigy. It is sort of like this Minecraft type game, but the kids have to answer all sorts of math problems in order to move throughout the game. And I've taught 3rd grade and 6th grade, and both grades love it. So I'm sure no matter what grade we're working with here, your kids will at least be engaged in the math and hopefully have some fun while they're doing it. Another program that I've used in the past is called Reflex Math. This is really good for fact fluency practice. So if you have those kids in the first, second, third, even fourth, fifth, sixth range that need to work on their math facts, this is a really, really good program. Also, if you just type in Google like multiplication practice, there are a lot of free resources out there for you. There are also a lot of websites where you can generate worksheets if that's something that you feel like your student needs. In terms of English language arts, so reading and writing, there are a ton of resources out there. One of my favorites that I don't think is free, but a lot of schools have purchased is LexiaCore, especially for the younger grades. This is designed to help with phonics and phonemic awareness, and it does move into comprehension. So if you have access to that, I highly recommend utilizing LexiaCore. Another really good option for English language arts is to just find articles out there for your kids to read. Again, you can just Google articles for blank grade level. I know readworks.org is one that has a lot of free articles. You can just have your kids reading and then answering some questions or just talking about it. And this will be really good to reinforce those reading and reading comprehension skills. This doesn't really fall under technology, but I do kind of want to just slide this in right now because we're talking about English language arts. Writing is a big part of English language arts, and there are so many things that you can have your kids writing about that don't require any prep work or you to really know anything about teaching. Again, just Googling first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade prompts, giving your students something to write about and having them write down in a journal. And then for you as the teacher, you can go through and kind of edit it, walk them through what mistakes might have been made, and then they could rewrite it. And then they can take this writing and type it. That's a good way to fill time. And also they get time to practice their keyboard. There's so many different things that you can get your kids writing about as far as creative writing goes. So that is something that you can definitely do when you're implementing this ELA time at home. Okay, so the next tip that I want to give you that will hopefully keep you sane and your kid sane is to offer some downtime. I did put that into the schedule I showed you earlier. So what I mean by downtime is some very specific, deliberate time where it is quiet and the kids are either reading or they are drawing or they are doing some sort of independent work that doesn't require a lot of additional support, if that makes sense. So this will be good for you as a parent or a caregiver when you're trying to get your 500 other things done. And this is also really good for the kids because this is the time where they can choose kind of what activity that they want to focus on and they can get it done. So like I mentioned, silent reading is a really, really good option. If you want to extend on just silent reading, you can have them write about what they read, write about the characters, how they changed, how they connected to the story. There are a lot of things that you can get them writing or at least talking to you about after they've read. So that's a good way to extend the silent reading time. And if you want to have your kids draw, free drawing is obviously amazing. There are a lot of YouTube channels here that offer directed drawings. We've done Art Hub for Kids a lot. I will link them down below. They're amazing as far as directed drawing goes. And again, my 3rd and 6th graders love it. So I'm confident that no matter what grade level you're working with, your kids will be engaged in that. The last tip I have for you is to incorporate some time for exercise, free choice, and arts and crafts. There's a lot of brain research that shows how important exercise is for learning, so make sure you're taking these brain breaks. Make sure they are scheduled so it doesn't just become free recess all day long, but make sure your kids are taking these brain breaks. They're getting up, they're moving, they're getting outside if they can, getting some fresh air. There are, again, a lot of resources out there for you to have this more of a structured time. On YouTube, if you type in Just Dance, there are a ton of videos where the people are dancing and the kids follow along. Go Noodle is a free resource that has yoga for kids, exercising for kids, all sorts of different things to get your kids moving. And I'm sure your kids know of others that I don't even know of that they do in their own classroom. So make sure to ask them, what do your teachers do for exercising? Because we are all required to implement it in some way. Make sure your kids are taking those brain breaks, they're getting up and they're moving around. And then arts and crafts can look like a bazillion different things. But make sure you're offering some time for your kids to have a creative outlet. Again, there are a ton of resources out there. Pinterest is a favorite, of course. And also, Teachers Pay Teachers is something that us teachers use all the time. It's a website where teachers have already created activities and crafts and all sorts of resources for purchase. However, there are a lot of free resources on Teachers Pay Teachers. You can just download and print, and they also offer a lot of different arts and crafts on there as well. So that might be something that will be really, really, really helpful to you. I will link all of the websites and programs that I've mentioned in this video down below. If you know of others that you think might be helpful to parents and caregivers out there, go ahead and leave them in the comments. That way we can create kind of like a library of resources for everybody out there with the intention of helping these kiddos continue their learning throughout these next few weeks. hopefully not months. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I really, really hope that this has given you some sense of comfort and ease, knowing that there are things that you can do to help support your kiddos. Teachers are in no way viewing this as an extra long summer vacation. It really does hurt us to know that there is a break in instruction. You might not be a teacher, but you're doing the best that you can, so just know that you got this. Your kids are gonna be okay. We'll be back to school hopefully soon, and everything will start to get back to normal. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below. I will do my best to get them answered. I just wanna end this by saying, please stay healthy. I am sending nothing but positive vibes to everybody out there. Stay safe, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.